Hello and welcome to Goa 365's Story Behind the Story. With us we have a very distinguished panel today, starting with an eminent lawyer, and then we have a political out and out politician, a firebrand activist come politician, and we need a political analyst because lots of this one has to make sense of, whichever side of the debate you're on. So I would like to introduce the panel one by one as we get in, and then we will get into the flow of the whole very explosive Goa Bhumiputra Adhikari Bill Act. Now I'm confused whether it's a bill, it's an act, because it has been cleared in the assembly but not yet assented by the governor. But anyway, let's just leave it at that and let our distinguished, more eminent and more qualified people on the panel give us an issue on that. I would like to first start with Carlos Alvarez Ferreira, advocate, former AG, and also the chairman of the Congress Legal Cell. Dudur, welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Next, I would like to introduce Manoj Parab. He is known figure today, especially on social media. Firebrand doesn't mince words, and he's been on our show before. Manoj Parab from Revolutionary Goans. Welcome, Manoj. Third, I would like to introduce James Fernandez. He's from AAP. Now, we've been calling AAP new kid in the block, I think, for 10 years. But still, they are trying to replicate a model, the Delhi model, with the face Arvind Kejriwal. James Fernandez, welcome to our show. and our political analyst, Giriraj Pai Varnekar. Welcome, Giriraj.
Thank you.
He's been as part of the political, he's been observing it. He's been part of various forums, and he knows what exactly goes on in Goa. So hopefully we will be able to make some sense, the political sense of it, besides the other sense for us and for our audience. So now I would like to start with Advocate Carlos Alvarez Ferreira. Dudur, explain to us. I myself am so confused about this bill now. So you explain to us first legally, and then the ramifications, and then maybe we can get into political later. Dudur.
This Bhumiputra bill, which has been tabled on the floor of the House and passed by the Assembly in controversial circumstances, now has to be proposed submitted to the Governor for his assent. So at the moment it is still a bill, so I want to clarify, it's not an act until it receives the assent of the Governor. Now, why is this raging controversy on this bill? Ordinarily, if you are trying to give regularization for illegal constructions, I don't think generally people would object. In fact, many of them also would have certain illegalities, extending a balcony and putting in additional rooms within your own properties. I don't think there should be a problem on it. And there are laws already in place in Goa which are concerned with regularization of illegal structures, which it is the BJP government itself in 2016 brought that law. So after having brought legislations in Goa, right from amending the Code of Comunidades to legalize the illegal encroachments on Comunidad lands in 2001 by the BJP, then in 2016 you bring in this regularization of illegal structures on your lands, which was again brought by the BJP. Why and what is the need for bringing in this bill on the eve of the election is the first thing which has caught the attention of the people. The Bhumiputra which has been defined is not what you and I think is Bhumiputra. Bhumi and Putra, they are two words. It is the son of the soil, so it is the person of the soil who is sought to be protected. But if you look at law, law does not go by what you understand and what you think. Law will go by what is the definition in the statute. And the definition in the statute shows this. It means a person who is residing in the state of Goa at least for a period of 30 years before the date of making application under Section 5. Now look at this part of the bill. There is a semicolon. It separates the first part from the second part. And the semicolon now continues. And in occupation of a dwelling unit. And then it says includes his spouse his or her spouse, son, daughter-in-law and unmarried daughter. Second part is important, where it speaks of in occupation of a dwelling house. Now if you analyze the first part, a person who is residing in the state of Goa at least for a period of 30 years. If you look at this section very carefully, it does not say residing in the dwelling unit for a period of 30 years. Please understand this. It means you can be living any part of Goa, but you should be on that appointed date, you must enter that house, in occupation of the house. So you have created two categories. One is who resides in 30 years. You can stay in a jhopadi, you can stay in some tent, you can stay anywhere in Goa as long as you have got your documents showing that you were anywhere floating around Goa, but you should have entered in this dwelling unit on 1st April 2019. So, but before I proceed to it, the word is in occupation of a dwelling unit. When you look at the word legally, the occupation doesn't have to be a legal occupation. Even under Munkar Act, there is the word lawfully resides with the consent of the Bhatkar. Please look at that.
Yes, yes.
And there's an explanation. You are deemed to be lawfully residing if you have been residing before the appointed date, 1 year before the appointed date, and no suit for eviction has been filed against you on the grounds that you are a trespasser. So even there, your lawfully residing is there. In Tenancy Act also, lawfully cultivating. Somebody can't just start coming and cultivating your land and say, I'm a tenant. So all the words recognize lawfully. Here the word lawfully is not found here. So which means in occupation just means a trespasser, an encroacher on your land who builds a house, or this is where I am with great respect in deferment with the Chief Minister who tried to clarify. It applies to a tenant, because if you are in occupation, in what capacity you are in occupation has not been specified. It has also not been excluded. Please look at it, because even a Munkar under the Munkar law specifically says, but shall not include in the first category person who is residing in the dwelling house as a tenant. These words are not here. So I will tell you, if as a lawyer he will take advantage for his client and he will say, I fit in the definition, I am entitled to claim it. In occupation simply means whether your occupation is lawful, unlawful. You can't have entered legally. Suppose you are a tenant who has not moved out of the house and case of eviction is being fought against you for eviction. This is the dwelling unit. Means a permanent structure, not a tent or a tin shed. A permanent structure having plinth area not exceeding 250 square meters. That's why I said it can be 20 or it can be 30 or whatever, but it does not mean 250. If he is even in 20 square meters, he won't get 250. But he will get maximum 250 square meters. Now please look at these words, which has been constructed or in existence before the first day of April 2019. I will come to the second part of it. And assessed for house tax by the local authority and has water electricity connection. Now please look at this. And has been constructed or in existence. Constructed or in existence by whom? By the encroacher? By the original owner? It's not mentioned. So that means irrespective of who has constructed it, or it has been in existence since my grandfather's days, makes no difference. And assessed for house tax, which means even it's assessed in the house tax in my father's name, my grandfather's name, it will qualify. I know for one thing that under Electricity Act, Goa regulations, there is a provision by which you can file an affidavit by saying that I don't assume responsibility for this legality of the structure, nor will I claim for it, and I undertake to remove this if the house is demolished, and on that basis you get electric connection. Similar way you also give undertaking, get water connection. You see, this is a peculiar kind of law unheard of throughout the world. And why I say throughout the world, you are dispossessing a lawful owner who is owner of the house and allowing someone to just take over by a stroke of the pen your property rights, your title to the property. What does it mean? Underlining meaning is the one who follows the law is punished and the one who disregards the law is rewarded.
Fair enough. That's what I said. Little scary. I would like to go to Manoj. Manoj, now this is the legal part. What Dr. has explained to us now. What do you feel as somebody who's been on the grassroots among the people, and as a politician, what do you feel about this thing? How scary is it, or it's not a problem? Whatever way.
It's scary, and I would like to continue in Konkani because most
Yeah,
of the
this is
viewers,
a
most of
bilingual-
the viewers and most
bilingual.
of the beneficiaries, so-called beneficiaries, are in rural village, especially
Yes.
Satari, Kankon, and all those where CM spoke about in last video.
We are bilingual. You can use any language.
Multilingual.
So yeah,
Multilingual,
sir,
sorry. Multilingual.
सर जे बिल तेंच्यांनी काडला तो स्पेशली हांव व्हिडिओचेर उलयता सीएमान क्लॅरिफिकेशन दिला जेन्ना सोशल मिडियाचेर बोवाळ जालो सगळे पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज एक्टिविस्ट लोकल गोंयकार जे आसता तेंच्यांनी बिलाक अपोज केलो तेन्ना सीएमान व्हिडिओ काडून सांगले की हे जे बिल आसा ते 70च्या लोकांक बेनिफिशियर जातले. 70 त्यांनी मेन्शन केले इतल्याक लागून की 70 भरपूरशे लोक आसा जे तांकां आयज लँड ओनरशीप रायट ना, घर सोड लँड ओनरशीप रायट ना तांकां. मागीर त्यांनी काणकोणची थोडी घरां कॉम्युनिदादची मेन्शन केली. पूण हे दोनूय करतना हांव 70च्या लोकांक सांगपाक सोदता, मयाच्या लोकांक सांगपाक सोदता, काणकोणच्या लोकांक जे लोक जे गोंयकार जेंकां दिसता की तेंची घरां लिगल जातली ह्या भुमिपुत्र एक्टान बिलान, जाल्यार तांकां हांव सांगपाक सोदता की जशें काल्लोस सरान सांगलें स्पेशली फॉर 70 हितून जे सरकार जे म्हणटा तितून फक्त तुमकां तुमचें जे घर तुमी बांदला तितलीच एरिया तुमकां मेळटली, त्याच्या भायर 1 मीटर पासून मेळची ना. म्हणल्यार तुजें घर जर 50 स्क्वेअर मिटर आसा तुका 50 स्क्वेअर मिटरूच एरिया तुज्या नांवार जातली. मागीर तूं भायर दोंगरार काजी रोयता, तूं शेत करता, तूं आनीक कितें प्लांटेशन करता, कल्टिवेशन करता, तें तुज्या नांवार मात सुद्दां जावचें ना. म्हटल्यार सरकार ह्या हितून 70च्या लोकांक स्पेशली व्हिडिओन मेन्शन करता सीएम, जाल्यार 70च्या लोकांक सद्या तेंची पयलीं पासून फसवणूक चल्लेली आसा आनी आजून मेरेन तांकां फटयतात. तांकां आयज अशें दाखयलां की जागा तुमच्या नांवार जातली, हांगा जागा जावपाची ना, फक्त तुजी प्लिंथ एरिया म्हटल्यार तुजें घर जितलें बांदलां तितलेंच. म्हटल्यार फाल्यां तेजी पावळी पासून जी पडटली पळय ती दुसऱ्याच्या प्रॉपर्टीन पडटली. म्हणजे तूं स्टेप भायर मारलो की दुसऱ्याच्या प्रॉपर्टीन पावलो, फाल्यां तुका कोणूय आडोवपाक शकता तूं दुसऱ्या आपल्या प्रॉपर्टीन येयला तूं ट्रेसपास केला म्हणून. तुजी तुळस पासून आसा घरान, ती तुळस तुजी भायल्या प्रॉपर्टीन जाली, ती तुळस तुज्या गोंयच्या तुज्या घरान येना, तुका तेचो रायट येना. सो इतले डेंजर हो लॉ केला. आनी सरकाराचो एक लॉ आसलो आमचो द गोवा लँड प्रोहिबिशन ऑफ कन्स्ट्रक्शन एक्ट 1995. ह्या लॉच्या अंडर त्या डेटी पासून 1995 जेन्ना हो लॉ पास जालो त्या डेटीच्या पयलीं आनी त्या डेटीच्या पयलीं जी घरां आसली पळय ती सोडून मागीर त्या जाग्याचेर भितर कॉमदाद लँड आसा, गव्हर्मेंट लँड आसा, हेचेर कोणेच विदाउट परमिशन विदाउट सगळे परमिशन घेतल्या शिवाय कन्स्ट्रक्शन करपाचें ना. हो क्लियर कट गोवा लँड अँड प्रोहिबिशन ऑफ कन्स्ट्रक्शन एक्ट 1995 मेन्शन केला. सरकाराचो जर कायदो आसा 95 जो काडलेलो जाल्यार ह्या कायद्याचेर आनी हो कायदो म्हटल्यार 1995 टील डेट तुम्ही जितले इलिगलिटीज जे करपाक तुम्ही दिले बिकॉज ऑफ युअर वोट बँक ते तुम्ही प्रोटेक्ट करपाक तुम्ही भूमिपुत्र बिल हाडले. आणि स्पेशली म्हटल्यार जशें काल्लो सरान सांगले गोवा रेग्युलरेशन ऑफ अनऑथोरायज कन्स्ट्रक्शन एक्ट जो आसा 2016 तेतून तू जो तुझे सपोज इलिगल घर आसा ते कोणाचे तुझे प्रायव्हेट प्रॉपर्टीन आसा इलिगल घर ते तुका लिगलायज करपाक चान्स मेळटा ना दुसऱ्याच्या प्रॉपर्टीन आसा पूण जर ओनर तुका एनओसी दिता जाल्यार ते रेग्युलरायज जाता. हांगा कशें आसा की फूल तुजे इलिगल गेला आनी आतां ते दाखयतात कशें गोंयकारांक लागून. हे बील हांव सगळ्या गोंयकारांक सांगपाक सोदता हे भूमिपुत्र जे बील आसा तेका 30 वर्सांची तेंच्यांनी रेजिडन्स दिला. आयज आमी 60 इयर्स लिबरेशन सेलिब्रेट करता जाल्यार ह्या सरकारान जर खऱ्या गोंयकारांक नीज गोंयकारांक पर्सन ऑफ गोवन ओरिजीन जेका आमी म्हणटा डिफायन केला त्या गोंयकारांक जर बेनिफीट दिवपाक जाय आसलो जाल्यार हो कायदो 60 वर्सांचो आसपाक जाय आसलो. आनी हो इतलो वीक न्हू जो कोर्टान गेले भायर मारतले. तो कायदो सामको स्टडी करून भितर कितले गोंयकार आसा, कितले मायग्रंट आसा, कितले गोंयकारांक खरीच गरज आसा, कितले लोकांनी एनक्रोच केला हो सगळो डेटा सरकारा कडेन जाय आसलो. पूण हो डेटा घेनासतना फक्त जे तेंचे इलिगल मायग्रंटांचे जे स्पेशली स्लम्स आसा नाजाल्यार कॉम्युनात लँड एनक्रोच केला पळय तांकां कितें तेंचे प्लांटेशन बीन कांय ना, तेंचे आनी दुसरें कांय ना, तांकां तितलेच 50 स्क्वेअर मिटर जागो मेळ्ळ्या पुरो. कित्याक गांवांत तेंचे व्हडले जमनी आहा, तेंचे घरां सगळें आहा. गोव्यान तांकां फक्त रावपाक लिगल रावपाक तांकां मेळपाक जाय. आनी ही जी वोट बँक क्रिएट केल्ली आसा आनी सगळ्या पॉलिटिकल पार्टीनी क्रिएट केल्या, ही वोट बँक साल्वार करपाक लागून तेंच्यांनी हें बिल हाडलां. आनी तेंच्यांनी अशें चिंतलें की हे बिल जर आमी हाडलें जाल्यार बाकीच्या पॉलिटिकल पार्ट्यांची जी वोट बँक आसा ही ती वोट बँक सगळी तांकां येतली. कित्याक सीएम प्रमोद सावंताक आनी ह्या बीजेपीक गॅरंटी आसा की ह्या फावट गोंयकार तांकां वोट करचे ना. सो दे आर रिलायींग ऑन दीस इल्लिगल वोट बँक. बिकॉज आमी सर एक सांगपाक सोदता एग्जाम्पल, आमी एक डेमो इल्लिगल वोटींग कार्ड कॅन्सलेशन घातलेलें, तितून आमी 140 वोट्स घातले एका वॉर्डाचे. सो तितूंतल्यान आमी 119 वोट्स कॅन्सल करपाक सक्सेसफूल जाले. मामलेदारा कडेन वचून BLO कडेन वचून सगळो प्रोसेस फॉलो करून 119 म्हणजे जस्ट इमॅजीन कितली पर्संटेज वोट्स कॅन्सल जावपाक शकता. आनी ते तांकां भंय जाला. आनी तेका लागून तेंच्यांनी आनी आमकां गॅरंटी आसा की हे बील जे आमी पोगो बील आमी हाडलेले सरकाराक दिले, बोवाळ जालो, लोकांची जागृताय जाली, हे पोगो बिलाक भियोनूच हे बील सरकारान इंट्रोड्यूस केला, इतलें आमकां खबर आसा.
Yeah, thanks Manoj. Interesting take on the matter. Kidak Manoj is talking sense. Lot of people are talking what he's saying. Correct. Kide munda to makes a lot of sense. So before I go to Giriraj, I would like to get James on it. Out and out. What is your thing? Because one of the parties that probably Manoj is saying that would have got and may go somewhere else is your AAP party, James.
AAP party stands for Goans, and we have objected right from the beginning after the introduction of the bill in the Goa Assembly. Ki bill je introduce केला ते गोंयकारांच्या हिताक ना. It's a political gimmick, and government is trying to take the Goans for a ride and taking everybody for granted. And I don't know how they thought that they can just get away with such a daylight attack on the true Goans, blue-blooded Goans that we say. Bill तर ते जे आमचे गोंयचे लिगल लुमिनरीज आसा तातूंत आमचे वांगडा दोतोर आसा, तांणी बी बरे भशेन ताची इस्कुटांनी बाकीचे डिबेटान केल्लें आसा. आनीक गोंयकार तर आतां सगळेच उठून भायर सरल्या. तेंच भिवून आतां गोंयचो CM सांगता ना 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 आमी नांव चेंज करपाक तयार आसा. सो यू आर ट्रायंग टू प्ले अगेन विथ द गोन्स, सेम मटेरियल बट बाय चेंजिंग द नेम. वी आर नॉट ऑब्जेक्टिंग टू द नेम. Of course, you have insulted the Goans by saying that it is Bhumiputra, but we don't find our place in that. So you have suddenly made us out of Goa. You are taking the Goans out of Goa by bringing in this bill. It's just a political gimmick. It's not going to help anybody. It is going to deprive the true Goans, and that's the fear. And it is well-founded fear. It is not just that we have got doubts, but as per the wordings of the bill, it's very, very clear. It's going to go against every true Goan who are aspiring to get justice for so long. If the government was really interested to give true Goans तांचो रायट जर दिवपाक तांकां खरेंच जर तांकां मन आशिल्लें जाल्यार मुंडकार एक्ट आसा तो आनीक स्ट्रॉंग करून जातालो. आयज CM ताका लज दिसूंक जाय आशिल्लें सांगपाक की कितलेच हजार ज्यो केसीस पेंडींग आसात म्हूण. Why don't we have special? Now if you look at, I don't blame the actual Mamladar, because they are given so many tasks, and in that also then sit in the court and try to decide on the cases, and then it goes on for years and years. Instead of that, why can't we fortify those laws, Munkar Act and the Tenancy Act and the Regulation Bill, make them more stronger and give maybe fast track courts or a dedicated Mamladar to sort it out. That Mamladar will look after only that particular case.
Yeah, but
and that should be little
gets into governance. Basically, we
yes.
need to Anything more to add on this, Putra?
No, we have said that this bill is not at all fit, as the legal experts have said. It is not going to stand the scrutiny of law, and therefore it was a mockery. In fact, hoisted on the true Goans.
Yeah.
And right enough, after I think many years, the Goans have really come out. All the opposition have come out, though the opposition has little played dirty in the assembly. Otherwise, it would have been
opposition played dirty.
Meaning, they should have not walked out. They should have been there present in when the bill was being.
No, walking out is a manner of protest also. That you will realize when you're in the assembly, you'll realize that.
Okay, now Giriraj, this issue, there are two things into this. Now this is a little opposition, a little bit of legal this, as well as what the government has put out. So how do you analyze this?
See, there are a lot of points that the esteemed panelists have put across, and I've been very patient, even though I don't agree with a large part of them. And I think I'll be offered the same courtesy. First of all, we are meeting on a very auspicious day. It completes 2 years since the Article 370 was abrogated, and there is a reason why I'm coming to it. Is also no law of any significance has been passed without a ruckus. And there has always been a public sentiment. I mean, just 1 year back, on this very day, we had Bhumi Pujan for the Ram Mandir after the judgment of the Supreme Court that came in November the year before that. And even for that, I think there are people objected to it, and there are legal luminaries on both sides. Will tell you exactly the opposite side when it's the same law. So let me first come to the basic aspect of the act. I think what we have got confused is between the act and the memes which are floating around as far as the word Bhumiputra is concerned. Now, one thing that I have not heard all three of them speak about is the intent of the government. What is the intent of the government is very simple, that somebody who resides in a house and who does not get the right to that land, can you imagine his plight? I think in COVID times, even when there was lockdown, all of us here had a house to go back to. Can you imagine going back to a house where the sword of demolition is always hanging on your head? So let us also talk about it. See, the problem we are looking at is, there is this fear. See, the migrants are being used as a weapon. But are we not looking at the Goans who are going to get benefited? I mean, let me just refer to a very single, incident that the CM has mentioned in his speech, which, followed. He says, as per 1971 survey, there are over 1 lakh houses of Goans which are on government lands. And so these are not Goans, these are not Bhumiputras, even if you object to the word which the CM has. And again, when CM says that I'm ready to listen, what should be the objection? As people, we should be happy that this is a government that listens. Secondly, again, I have heard opposition parties go on, and they say that, assembly is the forum, not a chief minister's address. I agree. But then the opposition had a golden chance. See, I have a very simple gripe against the opposition. They had a golden opportunity to actually, if at all the act is so bad, they should have just, the bill, they should have opposed it in the assembly. Legislature is supreme, but the words today the opposition is using is of judiciary. I am saying, why are you foregoing I can sympathize with RG or AAP because they are not in the assembly and they may not be getting there anytime soon. But but Congress have absolutely no sympathy to. Even if there are 5 people, they should have opposed it vehemently. But why are they doing it outside the assembly if assembly is supreme? See, so these are my few arguments. And another thing is, this bill is actually make or break in many sense for Goa. And I think it deserved a debate and it should have been taken.
You mean in the assembly, debate in the assembly?
Absolutely. Because see, again, I keep going back to we choose our representatives for a reason. Why do we choose our representatives? Is because, they should talk about issues of our interest. And see, so it is not that, they can just run away from the responsibility. See, when do you run away is when you don't want to take a stand. They should have. I was, just before the debate started, I was telling you, somebody like Mr. Parrikar would never do it. He would still go on the house, debate it, take it to a logical conclusion. And even if you are against it, and see, most of the times before he came to power in 2012, he would end up on the opposition side. But still he would, go out and at least let his protest known. Now there are certain things that, our former learned AG has said. Now, what are they opposing is our few technicalities. I again go back to all the 3 panelists, and my question is very simple. What about those 1,80,000 odd houses which are in other rights column before 1971? Secondly, tell me which act as of today provides you for your house, I mean you can claim on government or Comunidad land. I agree, I mean private land, whether it should be there in the ambit or no, they are more than open to give suggestions. But my question is, are you getting rights to your, if your dwelling is on the government land, are you currently getting your rights? You know, and even, I mean, Manoj said, that you will, if your house is only 50, you basically forego your right for, if you are cultivating. What happens to the Tenancy Act? Has it been withdrawn? It still stands. So what I am saying is, this act is purely targeted towards giving you right to the land and the house which you own. And it's not going to happen that, you know, somebody is just going to come overnight and grab your house. So I think we need to get a little more sympathetic, get a little more humanitarian. And my final point on the migrants, I mean, you know, the whole scare of migrants, where are they coming from? Are they coming from Pakistan? Are they Rohingyas coming from Myanmar? These are all Goans. These are all, you know, coming from our India. See, that's what I'm saying. Don't make Goa another Kashmir. Don't propose bills which are not, you know, in sync with the Constitution of India. And it looks good. I mean, you know, you may be able to stoke passions, but in the larger interests of the country, I think we should stop this. As a Goan, when I live outside, I get so much of respect. You know, people actually adore people who coming from Goa. But Ami kina karta, to bikna kar, to ghati. Is this what we want to, you know, let the country know, that this is the kind of fear psychosis we want to create as far as migrants are concerned? I'm really sorry. I mean, you know, I mean, that's my view of the bill and the whole fear which is being created.
Yeah, okay. Now this one point that I want to get into little further, you know, debate a little bit more on this issue is about the basic why the opposition was not there in the party. Besides some of the points that Dotor has brought up, the technical part of it, that house and all. So how do you see that politically? How will it? Is that an opportunity for the opposition to actually hit out, or is that something that the government, you feel, and politically would it make sense for the government and the ruling party to?
See, I think when I look at myself as a voter, I would basically expect a government that listens to me.
Yes.
And by keeping the bill open for suggestions, I think the government has shown that all the suggestions are welcome. I mean, even what Mr. Carlos said, I mean, he is open to go online and make a suggestion. And unless it is finalized, see, that's what I said. The problem is the word Bhumiputra became some kind of a meme material. And that is why a lot of this negativity has been attributed to the bill. So nobody has gone into the bill per se. And again, I mean, you know, I come back to the same question. If those 1 lakh Goans who are living before 1971 on government land, if they get benefited, why should Congress, Revolutionary Goans or AAP oppose it?
Okay. We will end this episode here and we will discuss further in another episode. Keep watching Goa 365.